Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're doing another classic capture. This is Street Fighter 02 for the Sega Saturn. Zero is actually known as Alpha in the States. I don't know why it's called Alpha, but
it's that whole westernizing thing they do.
Yeah, we have the Zero version, which is pretty much identical, other than some kanji here and there.
Which I gotta thank my friend Tom for. He let me have this when I was in Tokyo.
Yeah, and Street Fighter Zero or Alpha series was a reboot in a way for the Street Fighter series after the Super Nintendo phase. It was pretty much an excuse for them to reanimate all the characters with the same gameplay style.
So colorful.
And if you played, if you're old enough, you'll recognize most of these sprites because they've been in multiple games, multiple Versus games with X-Men, Marvel. It went on for a good number of years. Now, the reason why we're playing the Sega Saturn version is because the Sega Saturn version is actually the best version.
One thing to say about the characters is almost every character in this one is actually in like Super Street Fighter 4 now.
Yeah. But as far as the version is concerned, it was the closest to arcade port. Well, it was an arcade port, but it was closest to the arcade quality, other than the load times. Because you can get this on PlayStation 1 as well, and it's serviceable. But when you're playing this on the Saturn, I don't think it gets any better than actually having a Zero or Alpha, board. Even the later ports were not quite as good as this, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. Now, there's a lot of reason why these games demand such a high price on the Saturn.
Yeah, but also one of the good things that's also is just like you're kind of forced to use that Saturn controller, which is, back to the good old arcade 6-button thing.
Yeah, and something to know as far as the Saturn is concerned, if you've ever bought a specialty controller for Street Fighter, in fact, even the Street Fighter 4 controllers, those are actually based off of the original Sega Saturn Model 2 controller. That layout,
that nice flat top, the 6-button up front,
yeah,
recessed kind of things.
It was just the shape alone became industry standard as far as fighting games for consoles.
Yeah.
Now, right now, I'm playing Bobby. I'm playing as Ken. I play Ken for all the games up until Street Fighter 4. I think they kind of botched him up there. And I'm cutting out the load times here as well. Don't need to sit there for 8 seconds waiting, looking at the same screen. I'll play through some of this, and then Tim will start joining me and getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, well, I've never been quite one that was great at that. And I'm also coming off playing. I've been playing the Super Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. So the timing's off.
And Marco.
Hey,
yeah. Someone got a little, died a little faster. Let's just put it that way.
There is another game after this, Alpha 3 or 03, depending on what region you're in. I actually have that for the PlayStation 1.
You have it on the PS2 also, the Alpha Anthology.
And we'll be doing that one as well. But 2 is pretty much considered the epitome of the series almost to a lot of people. The reason for that being is it was the most balanced, and there were a lot of gameplay choices here that moved on to the other series. Also, I should note that Alpha 2, or 02, was the last Street Fighter game for the Super Nintendo. Very last. And if you have Street Fighter Alpha 2 or 02 on the Super Nintendo, you'll know that it is a very, very bad port. It demanded a lot. It's amazing that they actually got that to work.
It's going to join in here now.
On the Super Nintendo, but we're playing the Saturn version because it's the best version, and I have it. And I'm playing as Turbo, and Timmy's being Sakura. I really like this background because you see the guy in the back playing the controller, and instead of watching them fight, and then he gets mad when whoever wins or loses. Or at least in single player. I wasn't paying attention, I was kicking your ass.
I wasn't paying attention either. I forgot how the backgrounds were real kind of dynamic in a way.
Now, if you played Marvel vs. Capcom and you never touched the Alpha series, even though you recognize the sprites, the way they look generally, because they stayed almost the same for years and years. You'll notice that they don't have any over-the-top background animations, and the specials aren't killing the screen and stuff like that, because Alpha Zero, they tried to stay closer to the original format. They wanted to be, I wouldn't call it realistic, but traditional. That was the idea. The specials, even the specials, when you complete the specials, it was very similar to the final Street Fighter II World Warrior versions, where they added specials, and the animations were, they weren't really over the top. They never really were. Well, they were at the time before the Versus series came out. Because during this time, then you got X-Men versus Street Fighter, and then Marvel versus Street Fighter, which I think is the best one. That one didn't get way too crazy. Then there was Marvel versus Capcom, which didn't have Ken, and that pissed me off. And you had to do that Ryu code, so you turned Ryu into Ken's moveset. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is probably most people's favorites. I kind of lost interest when they removed a lot of the manual button. They made it easier. They try to streamline it.
Yeah, no, I still think the best one in the series is Third Strike. I mean,
from Street Fighter, from Street Fighter perspective, Third Strike is the best. That I, without a doubt, yes, that is the best. But Alpha 3 has its own feeling, and 2 tries to, at some point, replicate Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which was the best fighting game on the Super Nintendo. Some might argue that Super Street Fighter 2 was, but I disagree already. They changed the voices and stuff.
Well, no, a lot of people would say best fighter on the SNES was like Killer Instinct.
They're wrong because I'm right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even agree with that.
It was a good game. Don't get me wrong, but Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and you put the code in for like 11 Turbo Stars. I'm not kidding. And the code was a bitch to put in. I got the turbo here turned up in the options all the way. Whenever I play a fighter, if there's turbo, I turn that shit up all the way. There's like no excuse to play it on normal speed.
See, that's one of the troubles I was having, just because Super Street Fighter 4 doesn't play this fast.
There's
I'm so used to it.
There's no. By the way, I'm still playing Cam 2. There's no. There's some fighting games I've played that I don't know what they play like without the turbo. I've never played it without the turbo. Like when I picked up Darkstalkers for the Saturn, which we'll be doing eventually soon. Also, I probably will never play that at normal speed. I just automatically was like, yeah, you put this on turbo. Only 4 Turbo Stars. That's kind of disappointing. Hey Marco.
Yeah.
Commentary. What do you think?
So this is a fighting game. Like you punch people. And whoever wins is a winner.
It doesn't have snakes, so
No,
we've kind of lost Marco for this one.
it makes me sad. I mean, there's colors, but there's no Power Rangers, so
Yeah, you have the Red Ranger and the White Ranger.
no, it's not the same. I can see their faces.
Now I should say that the Street Fighter, either alphas that came out on the English version for the Saturn, because there is a Alpha 03 for the Saturn as well, Japanese only, because it was late in the Saturn's life. Each version will run you about $20, depending if it comes with a case. If not, it comes like $15 without the case, and quality, which might be a little steep for a collector, possibly, depending when you can get them all on the PS2 collection, which is even more expensive sometimes, depending on where you go.
You can get it for $20.
Not always, but generally about $20 for all 3.
I'd say the one I got you when I was in Kansas, I got that for $6.
Yeah, and that's when they were like almost impossible.
And I'm pissed off because they had 3 of them. I should have just bought them all.
Now the Japanese version, I'm playing here. By the way, you need to have like an action replay to play this, or any Saturn port, which you should have anyway. It's also memory management
And GameStop.
The thing about it is they're cheaper for the Japanese version because there's not a high demand for it, but it's the same game. There's some of the text is not in English, but really who cares?
Well, so yeah, but you got those people that just won't pick up a Japanese game just because of that.
Now, I should say you should have an action replay anyway, because the best games for the Saturn were mostly in Japanese anyway, that were never released here.
Yeah.
Now I think this is where Marco gets his ass kicked. No. You play one more. Yeah, it's gonna be Sakura.
Yeah, I did Sakura again.
Why did you say it like you say it now?
Yeah, Sakura.
Because they don't say it like that.
They should.
I have the video. You have to prove it.
Let's not go there.
I like when people call him Ryu. Oh god, that still pisses me off. Like 20 years later, it's not Ryu, assholes. It's Ryu. Did not watch the fucking anime. Yeah, and by this point, I'm like, yeah, catching my stride here. It takes a little getting used to the Saturn controller at first.
Yeah, well, considering I haven't
version.
used one in years.
Yeah. There's not too much more to say about it. It's an excellent game. It's not too pricey for it, you know. And like I said, the Saturn version are the best. The Saturn versions, and I'm referring to Alpha 1 as well, is superior even to the ports, the later ports. And if you like Street Fighter and you have a Saturn, you know, I would definitely say pick this up. Even if you get the English version, it doesn't. Just play it, yeah. How about you? Why are you watching this video?
Go buy it and play it now.
You should have it in your Saturn already. You should be beating the last person in this. God.
You should be waiting at one of the loading screens.
Yeah.
Oh, I should also mention that Akuma, pretty prominent here. This is I don't think it's not his first appearance, but this is where they made him more of a marquee person. Here's where Marco comes in. Last match, last bout of. Because you know it's Marco because he decided to not press the...
He wanted to be the Blue Ranger.
Hey, and it didn't save him. I was going easy on him, too.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you're an ass. Do what you do to me.
Whoa, hey! Whoa! Pretty sure it's illegal.
This is not in Arkansas.
I'm pretty sure we're not there, though. I'm looking outside, I don't see any cows or anything, so...
Sorry, Butters. I had to say that.
Butters, that's me.
Well, everyone, this is the last bout, and Marco's about to die. Yeah, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and let us know what you think of the series. The email will be at the end, and just more coming. More videos coming. Alright? Thanks for watching.